Hey there, I'm Katsumi, and this is a collective reading, so please take what resonates and leave the rest behind. So, the energy I'm feeling is charged with complete vindication and the settling of scores. And right now, the word coming through is judgment. Okay, I'm also hearing that the one who wronged you is overwhelmed by instant regret, securing your peaceful ascension. Now, let's find out what other messages are coming through. Okay, so you're in this mindset of the poet, all right? You're very focused on your relationships, and you're being very vulnerable about that too. So it's almost as though because of that, it's kind of put you in this cold position of the Five of Pentacles, where you see yourself almost like feeling isolated, excluded from certain relationships, excluded from certain events, dialogues, conversations is what I'm hearing. I don't know why, or where. It's something I heard where, weird, and why. Something to do with fickle. Something the word fickle came to mind. I don't know why. Something about playing the fiddle maybe might be of significance too. Okay. But people have been putting you in this position of the Five of Pentacles. You're just feeling like that in the past, where you're feeling isolated, excluded in relationships because of your vulnerability. You've been in this Four of Pentacles, okay, which is kind of like created this kind of shift for you, where it's like you're now reflecting on certain things, you're withdrawing from certain relationships, you decided to kind of like call back your well-being, is what I'm hearing, your mindset, your perspective about something to do with like you kind of also because you're like in this introspective phase of reflection and drawing away from things, it kind of shifted the landscape for you. It shifted the present moment into like this Ten of Swords, where it's like you're just surrendering to what is. You're surrendering to the environment, the circumstances. And so as a result, it puts you in this like blind spot of like what you're having oversight in or what you're not quite seeing, which is the fact that you've reached this like almost like pivotal moment in your life where things are coming full circle and like it's feeling whole again. Things are reaching like this arrival point, feeling integrated, or you're getting integrated in the frequencies and the energy there. Something to do with the fact that this is your blind spot. It kind of like it's almost like it's like you're having like internal dialogue is what it sounds like, you know. It's like when you have internal dialogue or internal perspective, it kind of prevents you from seeing what's really out there in reality, and as a result it's like there's an inability to let go. I also started inability, so the ability to let go is in letting go. Okay, Ten of Cups. So once you kind of like unravel that, like these hidden emotions and like these hidden flaws or these like gaps in thought, you'll be able to jump into this Ten of Cups energy, okay, where it's like you are finally going to be able to celebrate and find fulfillment, love, joy, and bliss, okay. But it's after a lot of hardship. It's after finally just like letting yourself be vulnerable again, okay, letting yourself have relationships again. It's kind of like settling the score, settling the debts, kind of like ascending to your peace, okay? With that energy that we got in the beginning there. And it's almost like calling judgment with that word as well. You're calling judgment to the relationships that you have. You're calling judgment. Oh, wow. Judgment came out. That's interesting. So it's like you're calling judgment to these relationships. You're finally like, okay, this needs to wake up. This needs to be birthed. There needs to be clarity, okay? And it feels as though, yeah, it feels as though like you're just trying to transmute that energy, okay? Trying to transform it. You're trying to put depth to it, okay? Is what I'm hearing. That's kind of like the direct consequences that we're seeing and hearing there. Seven of Swords, okay? And the Three of Cups. So it's like finally in your social sphere, it's kind of like you're running away from it. You're being like really strategic about it too, because people are still being very deceptive, okay? People are still being like very, I don't know why I got the word condescending for some reason. Something to do with, um, people are going to be witnessing your rise, okay? People are going to be regretful. People's egos are going to be crushed, okay? It's like people are going to be weeping in the background as you pick up your swords, because normally at the end of the battle, all these weapons are on the ground. All of these things that you've acquired after the battle are just laid out for you, and you get to pick through the spoils, pick through the riches of your rewards, or things that were awarded to you, is what I'm hearing. And it's finally after your grit, after your resilience, after you protecting your peace, that you're able to get to this point. Okay? Three of Cups is like almost as though like you're kind of in this joyful community, supportive gathering type of mindset. But this is happening in like the background, where it's like unseen. It's almost like people are celebrating on your behalf as you go through some of the darkest hours of your life, is what I'm hearing. Okay? Let's see what advice the universe has for you. But yeah, people are celebrating for you. The universe is celebrating for you. You're finally finding joy again, friendship, community, people who support you, which is really nice to see. It's almost like you picked up and left, and now you're in like this new environment, which is really nice. And you're going to be stepping into the Queen of Pentacles, which makes a lot of sense, because it's like you now have abundance, you now have resourcefulness coming in. We've been getting a lot of Queen of Pentacle frequencies recently, okay? And you're also stepping into the Knight of Cups. It's interesting. A lot of like energies facing that sort of flow, you know, that ebb and flow. Knight of Cups and Queen of Pentacles. It's really nice to see that. Because it's like, after such a long-winded battle, the universe is finally saying like, hey, you can finally have a sense of rootedness. Because you might not have had that if you were out in the cold, feeling isolated for some time. But now you're going to be able to feel that, you know? Now you're able to like wake up and just like feel rejuvenated rather than drained and exhausted still after a long rest, is what I'm hearing from that. Something to do with like the key all along was just you continuing your pursuits, you continuing your aspirations, you continuing your charming, your charm, your stability. Okay? Because it's like you were already very like much about relationships and being vulnerable and being authentic and genuine. It feels as though people just took that for granted, took that for, I don't know what it is. It's like people didn't appreciate your authenticity, is what I'm hearing there with that energy. Yeah. And so with the Hierophant, it's finally like, it's basically saying like you are finally in this like ultimate transformation of being able to see everything in front of you. And it is like almost like what's grounded in your beliefs. Because the Hierophant is beliefs, guidance, teaching, spirituality. And so it's like you're guided by all of that. And that's your final outcome. It's like, you know that people might stab you in the back, but you will maintain your authenticity. You plan to maintain your vulnerability, despite people being deceptive, creating mental blocks for you, creating traps for you, having secrets, being mysterious, trying to create illusions over your dreams and aspirations, trying to create illusions over things that you've said, who you are, trying to almost like come at you or try to create deceptive, I was getting like identity shifts for some reason, something to do with people trying to manipulate your identity or try to like, I don't know what it is. What do they call that when people try to, I don't know why. I got the word gaslighting for some reason. But people try to persuade others to see you in a different light, is what I'm hearing too. But finally, you're having vengeance, vindication through the frequencies. It's like you don't have to worry about what they have done because justice is already balancing out for you. in the cosmos, in the universe. Okay, it's like these individuals will have to pay their spiritual debts one way or another, is what I'm hearing. So it's like you are protected, is what I heard. Because like the word judgment coming through is like people are being judged, and the ones who wronged you are going to be overwhelmed by instant regret. So that's securing your peace and ascension forward. Okay. This has a lot to do with some things in the background too, with like relationships. So it's interesting because it's like I didn't think about love for some reason. But for some of you, it might actually be someone that you've been in a relationship for a long time with, a job you've been in a long time with, friendships, family relationships, perhaps, where it's almost like you felt like a second choice all the time. Felt like people didn't take you seriously, people took you for granted. So it's like all of this shadow energy happening in the background led to your ascension, okay? And, you know, this past life energy, you know, it's just leading you to you realizing what it is that you are worth so that you can tap into, you know, your true value is what I'm hearing. Something to do with your spiritual growth, higher awareness. So you are ascending. It's nice to see that because it's like all your messages are like lining up really, really nicely in this read. And it's like you had the word judgment, you had peaceful ascension coming through. So like there's some sort of like high-end awareness of the energies that you are traversing through, elevating to. You're like unlocking new levels of consciousness. Okay. And your past connections have allowed you to do this because it's like you've gone through many battles, and all of these battles have allowed you to overcome certain obstacles that in your path towards your path of ascension that has allowed you to elevate quicker and faster. I guess quicker and faster is the same word, but it just sounded like it made sense, you know? Um, but yeah, it's like you've known that you were on this path, so you're being very strategic about it, and now you're going to be in this very comfortable state with something that I heard the word affordance for some reason. Affordance, luxury, and it's nice to see the Queen of Pentacles here with the luxurious life. So you're going to be able to indulge in your rewards that are going to be coming in. I'm hearing you're going to get recognition as well. I'm also hearing that it's because you deserve it. And also, the universe is happy for you. The universe, those who are supporting you are happy for you with that Three of Cups, okay? So keep traversing forward with that positive energy. Your foes are going to be crushed by regrets, and you are securing your ascension. So yeah, those are all the messages that I have for you today. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. If this reading resonated, consider showing your support by subscribing, liking the video, and leaving a comment down below. I truly appreciate it. And until next time, trust your path and let the universe work its magic.